Hey everybody, Chunk Fu Gaming here. Thanks for stopping by and welcome to another edition of The Art of War. The Art of War series is designed to take an in-depth look at each of the Deathgiver engagements I've had over the last week to find out what I did well, what I did wrong, and hopefully use that information to improve my play. It's also a great opportunity for me to share with you what I've learned about this build over the last weeks and months, in case you're interested in learning a little bit more about Deathgivers. As always, I look forward to hearing your comments and feedback in the comments section below. I'd love to get your thoughts on this format, or any other suggestions you may have for content in the future. In this first engagement, I come across two faction flag players, one on a Great Axe and the other with Boltcasters. Even though the Great Axe has the damage and speed buff, I still want to take the Boltcasters out first. That's my number one priority. I think he can do the most damage in the least amount of time. He also might be running Silence, and although I would normally inspect them, I kind of came up on them suddenly, so I figured let's just go ahead and engage. I start the engagement with a Chain Slash, which hits both targets. I have the Boltcaster targeted, land my first E, hit my Stalker Hood, drop a second E on them, and then auto attack for the kill. One down. I kind of wanted to see what this Great Axe was going to do next. I figured he might use that speed buff to just leave, or he might use it to take advantage and play offense. At this point, I popped a resistance potion thinking he was going to spin to win, but he didn't. He decided to actually just follow, hit me with a few of his Qs, and then he popped both defensives. I wasn't even attacking him, so this is a huge bonus for me. I decide then to space back out, waiting for my E cooldown to come through, and then I'll hit him with my regular combo. I start restacking my Assassin Spirit and pop Ambush. He uses that as an opportunity to try and escape using his run ability, but he didn't get far away enough for me to not get my shoes on him. I hit him with a quick 2E combo Stalker Hood. The fight's over. In this next engagement, I come across two faction flag players, one on a Trinity Spear and on the other with dual swords. The dual sword looks a little low, so I figured that might be my best opportunity to eliminate one quickly. While the dual swords is being attacked by mobs, I open the engagement with a quick Chain Slash, which happens to hit 3 other mobs. It doesn't stop me though, as I'm able to get both of my E's off with the Stalker Hood combo, making this just a straight up 1v1. I end up chasing this guy around for the next 10 seconds or so. I guess he's just deciding what to do. I mean, look at the ups on this dude. Dude's got some bounce. Luckily for me, I've got 3 stacks and hit him with a quick Chain Slash and an E to put me in invis, which allows me to stay out of his auto attack speed range. Quick double E Stalker Hood combo, and the fight is over. In this next engagement, I come across a Great Axe, who decides to run straight into mobs to get away from me. Not sure what he's thinking, but he's doing a pretty good job of not taking damage here. One thing that's really great about Chain Slash is that it just does a ton of damage. But the bad news is that it's going to hit some targets near it, so if there are mobs near the target, it's going to hit those. Hopefully it just kills them straight away, but if it doesn't, I'm probably going to get aggro on that as well, so I have to be mindful of when I use Chain Slash. Okay, so remember when I was just talking about Chain Slash a few seconds ago? That was ridiculous. The good news is that I killed 2 of those little trash mobs instantly. The bad news is that I chunked for that caster for almost the entire health, but now I've got aggro from her. So, although I did a lot of damage to the target itself, I've now got that caster to deal with, so let's see what happens. So the Axe then decides to do his spin to win, hitting a couple of mobs around him, which hopefully will either kill them or put aggro on him instead of me. The good news is that I'm not taking any damage at this point, and I'm spacing out until that spin stops. There's me getting knocked around like a pinball because I made a mistake and did not avoid that caster's attack. The good news is that it knocked me in the direction that he was going, so there's a less chance of him getting away. The bad news is that I'm taking damage, and it knocked me into 2 more mobs. Not a great play by me. As luck would have it, that attack basically put me right next to the Great Axe, so I hit him with a quick E as he's running back down the hall. Normally I would try to play a little bit more aggressively here and put the pressure on him, but I was right at about half health, and I was thinking that his spin to win might actually be coming off of cooldown pretty soon, so I thought it would be best just to space out. The good news is that I've got my chain slash ready to go, I've got my E ready, my hood is ready as well. Hopefully, within the next few seconds, I can just drop the entire combo on him, and that should finish the fight. And this is where the Deathgivers really shine. I drop about 1700 damage on him in just under 2 seconds, and finish him off with an auto attack. Insane burst. This was a pretty interesting engagement. I come across a fire staff user, and it looks like they've got the speed and damage buff. So the first thing I was thinking was, man, this guy's just going to take off for the exit, and there's really just absolutely no way I can catch him. The good news is that he did stick around to fight, and was pretty interesting. I engage with a quick chain slash and an E, and it takes him to about 60% health right at the start of the fight. Now I'm thinking, yeah, he's definitely just going to take off. The good news about Deathgivers is that it can really do a ton of damage in a short amount of time. The bad news about it is that you're normally playing with Assassin Spirit, which makes your attacks pretty predictable. In this case, he hit his defensive at a perfect time, pretty much negating my entire attack. I Ghost Strike through him, putting me further down the hall, and when I come out of Invis, he actually surprises me. He turns around and goes back deeper into the dungeon, which I didn't really expect him to do. Hopefully I can catch up to him and finish the fight. I hit him with pretty much a full combo and get him super low. Luckily my cape procs as well, causing extra lightning damage. I just have to finish him off. He's just out of auto attack range, and then he's got his run ability up. So when he spaces out on me, it's too far away for me to hit my chain slash and my shoes. So unless he makes a mistake on the way out of here, I don't know that I'm going to catch him. Well, I got lucky. This is where he made the mistake. He didn't cut the corner on this room. He went the long way around. Now that I'm cutting the corner, I should be able to catch up to him. I use my Hellion shoes just to stay close to him. I hit him with a double E Stalker Hood combo, and that ends the fight. This was one of the more exciting fights I had this week. I come across a player, clearly it's a warbow, and probably for the third time, I see that they have their damage and speed buff from the dungeon. This should be interesting. I start off with a chain slash and E combo, and then, as I thought he might, he's going to use that speed buff to just basically head straight to the exit. I hit him with another chain slash and an E, and then I popped my Stalker Hood, thinking he was probably going to be low enough to finish, but he wasn't. He was just right around 55 to 60% health. So I decided to not hit him with the second E and burn that cooldown, and figured I would just chase him back, see if I can get him on the next set. Well, once again, the good news, bad news scenario with Deathgivers is that, although it does a ton of damage, it is very predictable. When he sees my Hellion shoes on him, he immediately pops his defensive, and my Chain Slash and E are rendered pretty much useless. Now, I've got some cooldown issues, I'm pretty close to him, taking a lot of damage, he's poking me. I'm gonna have to space out and see what I can do here. This fight turned on me quick. Now I'm just spacing out in the hopes that I can get all of my cooldowns back. The only way that I'm going to win this fight is if I drop the full combo on him, and I'm going to have to get lucky. He's going to have to miss, and let's see what happens. This is showcasing the true power of this build. In just under 3 seconds, I dropped 2,662 damage on this warbow, finishing the fight. Insane burst damage, and it's really the only way that got me out of here alive. Hey everybody, thanks again for stopping by and checking out this video. Hopefully the information that I shared was helpful, and if you have any comments about the format of the video, please leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe and to like this video, and as always, go get some chunks.